Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. Welcome back to the city of Splashlantis. I am the gatekeeper of Flow State Wisdom. My name is Sumit Chatterjee. I'm a positive psychologist and certified performance coach, so I help you get into the zone. I help you feel better and perform better. Today what we're doing is, we're doing something a little bit different. Usually when I'll break down a Flow State Jedi, there are admirable qualities about them, right? There's things about them that are interesting to me, that speak to me, that are great to imitate or at least mimic to some extent, right? Follow, because they're admirable, respectable, humorous, virtuous qualities, right? However, today I wanted to point out something quite the opposite of flow, more so in the side of social dynamics, which is this concept called cringe. If you're familiar with meme culture, you've heard cringe for a while, okay? And the thing about cringe is somebody who has the qualities that it takes to pull the task off, but something, there are 2 or 3 or 4 key ingredients missing from that. And it appears to the other person that they're either trying to impress them or trying way too hard, okay? And this is what we see from Vin Diesel. Okay, thank you to Nick's brother who pointed this out to me. And let's get started, okay? Vin Diesel, on the outside, he's very, he's muscular, he's alpha, okay? He has these roles in these movies, he has a pretty high status. But just notice this kind of cringe behavior coming from this man. And then you'll start to understand, like, okay, there's something off about this, okay? So, let's get started.
First one, and God, you're so beautiful. God, she's so beautiful, man.
She can't help but laugh out of nervousness, because it's so awkward to abruptly, God, you're so beautiful. And there's a way to do that, right? Like, in a sense, like if you were to genuinely appreciate someone for their beauty, you don't talk in a morning voice just like all your movie characters. So you do notice that first of all, he's trying to appease and seduce just for the fact of his voice, right? Which seems abnormal. Hey, baby girl, you want to go get some Starbucks? You're like, are you okay? Okay, someone had a little bit too much to drink? That's the vibe that you're getting from him. So really start to understand this, okay?
Tell me your story.
She's so beautiful. Conyo, man. Talk to me, baby. Tell me your story.
Interviewed. I don't need to get interviewed. Tell me your story, baby. Tell me your story. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what you're about, okay? Look, man, you came to do an interview. I love some of these comments, okay? Let me just read some of these out. He spent so much time around cars that he's starting to sound like a motor. Okay, that's great. When he started penguin walking towards her, you could see the sheer terror in her eyes. She's trying so hard to keep him on topic. I feel so bad for her. That was the longest 2 minutes of my life. His voice is so deep that he tried to sing and sounded like a dry cough. The interviewer is so uncomfortable. Can we all appreciate the fact that he's married? If this was a Key and Peele speech, I wouldn't even question it. Okay, these are great. These comments are fantastic. All right, for once, the YouTube comments are serving this notion.
God, I love her. Look how beautiful she is.
Thank you.
God, wow.
What can she say other than thank you at that point? Okay, if you're going up to women and you're like, oh, baby, you're so beautiful. Immediately there's a cringe. Right? Because, first of all, imagine if some woman did that to you. We wouldn't mind so much, right? We'd just be like, okay. But then we'd have a little bit of suspicion. We'd be like, whoa, that's kind of way too forward, way too soon, right?
My God, I love her. Look how beautiful she is.
Oh, gosh. Okay, bringing up the word love, like I love you, when not in the context of a joke, like you can't tell whether he's joking or not here, right? When he actually saw, I love you, And that leaves it a little bit cringe, because there's a part of him that's doing this and a part of him that knows, what the hell am I doing? Unless he's completely oblivious to all of this, and that's just the way that he is. A person who's playing an action hero on a movie screen is so different to the real person.
Oh, man.
So, Tom Hanks?
Wow, man. Yeah, Tom Hanks.
God damn. Wow, man. Wow. Oh, yeah, Tom Hanks. Chill for a second. Okay? Just chill, bro, for a second. So to be in a state of flow, you've got to have the prerequisite of a sense of control. And during this interview, this man has zero sense of control. Okay, it feels like he's getting out of control based on someone else's features, right? Beauty. And it's just letting, that beauty is drowning him. He can't control himself and keep composure.
I found out that you are a nerd like me.
Found out that you are a nerd like me. Does he sound like a nerd? Talk nerdy to me. That's what I feel like he'd say some shit like this, right?
You love Dungeons and Dragons?
I'm anything like you because I love you.
What?
I'm anything like you because I love you. God.
Because I love you. Isn't this like every single toxic romantic movie where the guy overshares and overgives and wears his heart on his sleeve and just starts speaking in this weird like monologue, right? And you know it's gonna bomb, right? It's like the scene from Crazy Stupid Love, you know, where that little kid is like, Jessica, I love you, you know, or whatever. He professes his love to her on some kind of podium or something, right? You remember that scene? That's kind of what it feels like. This is a mature adult, completely out of control in an interview. Maybe this is just me, but look, this is not Miss Universe, okay? Like, bro, like, why aren't you talking to this person like they're a human being? Why do you have to make them into a fairy tale in your mind and speak using this seeking rapport, lilting tonality which goes up, right? Well, I love you. I love you. It's not. I love you. It's not that. It's but I love you. I mean, I will do anything for you. I love you so much, right? So much. It goes up. So we observe this and we go, what? There's an incongruency between what he's thinking, what he's saying, and how he sounds. Okay, that's the best way I could describe it. Let's keep going.
Guys, really? Look how beautiful she is. You guys think it's a joke. How am I supposed to sit over here when I'm looking at such beauty?
This is a classic example of what not to do, okay? It looks extremely insecure. If you're using your friends and the environment around you could try to back you up for your argument, like, hey, come on, guys, you gotta back me. Like, hey, you know, look at her. I mean, she's so gorgeous, man. I mean, hey, isn't she the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen? It's like you being a person in that environment, you just be like, what? Right? You just be like, what are you talking about? Why is this cringe? Everybody leave your own interpretation of this, please, in the comments. Why do you think that this is so cringe? I would love to know different people's perspectives on this, because I think that there's a lot of nuances here, man.
Come on, guys. She's so beautiful. I'm in love. I'm in love with the interview.
So you play Dungeons and Dragons?
I play Dungeons and Dragons.
So I brought you...
Notice how her face went from a smile when he said, I'm in love, right? Her face went from a smile to a frown. He was like, oh, okay.
She's so beautiful. I'm in love. I'm in love with the interview.
There's certain social etiquette, man. This is turning from a genuine conversation which could have gone to a very amazing place to slightly weird, creepy sexual harassment territory, right? It's bizarre. It's really bizarre. And I want to point this out to you as a man. If you're doing this, if you're playing a game like this, right? And like broadcasting yourself like as this like sex maniac, you're playing a different game. This is an feminine art form, guys. Seduction is a feminine art form. It's subtle. It's very subtle. You could ask someone, hey, you know, do you know where McDonald's is? And still be very, very seductive. Excuse me. Do you know where McDonald's is? As opposed to, excuse me, do you know where McDonald's is? It's in the sound that you gotta catch here. So sometimes what you're saying is fine. Like you could read it out of a script. But how you sound is not revealing your true intentions. That laugh is ridiculous though.
So I brought you...
I did say I'm putting it.
Did you? Eu sou o Groot.
It's so good.
Eu sou o Groot.
I love her. Man, she's so fucking sexy. It's not, I can't do this interview. Look at her.
Eu sou o Groot.
Does anyone say this?
Completely butchered that, bro. Completely butchered that, whatever language this is. He is so Groot, right? And he goes, he's so Groot. He just keeps saying the same thing at this point, and it's getting ridiculous. And she's trying to hide her embarrassment. Like, oh, I'm blushing, I'm embarrassed. But it's like, this is so awkward, right? That's what she's really thinking. It's true, man. Like, someone commented in the comments, I've seen IT guys from India with way better game than this, right? Absolutely.
Guys, what's wrong? Am I the only one that's saying it? Look at her. She's so fucking beautiful. It's like you can't even do an interview with her because you're just like da 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 da.
It's a very out-of-pocket style of communication. He's staying there, okay? He's kind of like, what's wrong? He's trying to normalize the situation, right? If you're alpha, you already dominate the environment. You don't need the approval of your friends to make sure that, okay, she's a 10, she's beautiful or whatever. You know what I mean? Also, the idea of rating women is also whack. Like, what? 10? Like, by what standards? You know what I mean? Like, by cultural beauty, symmetry, mathematical standards, or like from a soul-based standard, or like from a poetic standard, or from a, oh, she really likes music, and I kind of like music too, standard. It's like, start looking holistically at a woman like a person. Stop kind of zooming into one category and categorizing women like that, bro. What are you doing?
Right or wrong? Oh my God, guys, someone save me. When did this turn into Beautiful World?
I think this is definitely where he took it overboard. Okay? You can't even do an interview with her. So da 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 da. I think that's how cavemen danced back in the day, right?
Da 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 da.
Like, I think this is how cavemen raved back in the day. Da 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 da. Someone save me, okay? Well, what? Like, when in my lifetime would I imagine Vin Diesel, right? Fast and Furious Vin Diesel, right? The guy who's doing martial arts moves on the television screen or the movie theater screen is going, somebody save me, I'm in love with this woman. What in the simp fuck? Where in the simp galaxy did you find this Martian?
When did this turn into Beautiful World?
When did this turn into Beautiful World? What? Goodness. When does this turn into Beautiful World? At this point, this feels like he's just reading things off of a TV prompter, right? Like, does he even say this and mean it? Is this a joke? Is this not a joke? You're just confused. You're just like, what the hell, bro? Da, 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 da. I'm in love with the interviewer. I'm in love with the interviewer. The same cadence says, I'm in love with the coco. Maybe because he's on cocaine. Could be a great explanation for this. He's just behaving like he's on something. I mean, I know certain friends who seem like they're on something, but they're not. They're just that philosophical or like talk, you know, in these wild ways. But this guy is so straightforward, but then also he's trying so hard to impress her, right? He's going out of his way to try to make an impact. I heard you were a big nerd. Oh, I'll be a nerd for you, baby. If you are an agreeable type of person like this, it's not attractive. Okay? You gotta stick by your own principles, merits, values. If she says, I love nerdy guys, and you're like, yeah, I'm a nerd, you're playing this game wrong, okay? This is not social dynamics. This is not subtle. This is not seductive. Whatever she's saying, oh, I love cats. Oh, I love cats too. Now, maybe you genuinely love cats. It's gonna come across differently when you say that, okay? It's not gonna have this weird sound to it. So the Flow Jedi sees through this matrix right now. As this guy is doing things, there's an urgency inside our own bodies going, wait, what, do I do that? No, maybe that's kind of weird. Okay, and it takes us on this trip of what not to do.
When did this turn into Beautiful World? When did this turn into the most gorgeous girl in Brazil? When did this turn into I love you?
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much means, let's please end this interview. I'm so uncomfortable. I mean, really start to understand this, right? The real feeling that she's feeling right now is just complete disgust. This is repellent behavior. It's not attractive behavior. Okay? Now, if I told somebody to do exactly the opposite of what this guy did, you'd win. Look at him, he has muscles, he's quite tall, or I don't know how tall he is, maybe he's short. He has the voice in the movies, but now in real life, it's like he can't merge that character and he's lost all of that nonchalance in the movies. It's like he's dumbed himself down. Do you guys get that? Do you get that how he sounds in his voice is not intelligent? He doesn't have the sense of maturity that, I can handle this conversation. I can turn it this way. I can do this with it. There's no versatility. It's lacking complete versatility. It's just like, dun, 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 dun. That's how he's moving through this. It's like molasses. It's like slow and clunky, right? Rather than somebody who's more smooth with it. Maybe like teases her, but then kind of pushes back, has this dynamic of flowing with it, instead of this clunky type of style which he's adopted. So I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I wish that I could find a longer video of this, but I found it difficult to find one. But I think this directly, these were the best parts to really break down and understand what not to do, okay, in social dynamics. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Keep your charisma alive. Keep it vibrant. You got this. Every single day is getting better and better. Upward Spiral Gang, let's go. Boom.